Hello everyone and welcome to Idayam with Karthik. Before we start, I'd like to give a quick background. Idayam for our dear non-Tamil speaking audience literally translates to heart. As every artist would and should, I took a common phrase for speaking and translated it to Tamil just to stand out from the other podcasters. I conceived this podcast when I realized I like to talk and there was no one to listen to me in person, hence I needed to find an audience. Since this is the very first episode, I'd like to talk about what I'm currently doing. I am pursuing my CA. Pause this for a moment. Just give a thought as to what comes to your mind when you hear the word CA. Done? If the first thing that came to your mind is anything on the lines of you could just sign and earn lakhs, or CA is synonymous with having a lavish lifestyle, you should definitely continue listening. Still here? I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude for taking your time to listen to this. Thank you. So, CA, for our dear science and arts graduates, refers to chartered accountancy. Before you start wondering if this is an alternative to your sleeping pills, I am not going to bore you. I just wanted to clear the air regarding what it is exactly we do. I want you to try this social experiment. Walk up to a CA student and ask that person, which college do you study CA in? If you observe closely, you could see the light being sucked out of the person's eyes. So, what did you learn from this? CA is not pursued by any college, it is a professional degree. Without diving too much into the specifics and stages of the CA curriculum, let me just give you an idea of where I currently am. The stage is undoubtedly one of the hardest ones since you have close to zero human interaction. You're supposed to spend close to 10 to 12 hours studying, that too for about 4 to 5 months. And even this doesn't guarantee that you would pass. So, this is the CA final stage where I'm currently done with my entrance exam, the intermediate stage, as well as my internship. I'm only left with a few papers to reach my goal. But as a rocket discards its components, as it says goodbye to our atmosphere, the sacrifices made in our course are second to none. You rarely witness a CA aspirant in any functions or even gatherings for that matter. We are antisocial beings filled with fear and anxiety. Usually, friendships require regular interaction and meetings, but we find it really hard to generally mingle with people after spending days and months together in solitude. And to be honest, this is nobody's fault. It's just how friendships work. I mean, can you blame them for meeting often? But relationships are definitely out of the question. I personally spend most of my free time watching movies because I like to immerse myself in alternate realities and pretend I'm a part of the movie itself. Each student likes to involve themselves in their own activity or hobby. You could say these podcasts are also one of those alternate realities. I hope I was able to set the tone of the podcast for you. Since this is the first episode, I wanted to keep it short and crisp. In spite of that, if you're sleeping, this would be a pretty good time to wake up because I don't know what you have next on your playlist. You could have a loud jump scare for all I know. Also, this week's to do is, and I'm going to give you one every week. If you come across a CA student next time, give that person a hug and tell them they are doing enough. You'll watch them shed a tear or two. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. There is a suggestions box in the form of a Q&A where you can tell me what you liked, what you disliked, or even if you want to abuse me. I'll see you next week. This is Idayam with Karthik. Have a great Sunday and take care.